What is the biggest challenge that you really face at this point in time, which seems impossible for you? What is the biggest challenge which is really keeping you up all night? A CNBC research says 58% of the people who are driven in life, who are really doing something to make a bigger impact on this planet Earth, are having sleepless nights, are having less quality sleep because they are really worried. How will they achieve the next big goal? How will they really combat the difficulties that they're really facing in the challenges that are coming on their way? And that basically leads them not to sleep like a baby. But if all of us really know that sleep is important and the quality of the sleep is really important for us to function at our full capacity. As Ariana Huffington actually said, sleep is the best gift that you can give yourself. But if you're so driven in life and if you're really there to make an impact, to achieve challenges that you really keep for yourself, you need to know 3 superpowers which you have as human beings. If you embrace all these 3 superpowers in yourself, you can achieve any impossible task and you can really still sleep like a baby and get the comfort of being a human being. What if I tell you cutting M from possible is really, really easy with one simple tool? What if I tell you in this talk today, you will actually get to know how to create that tool? Would you be interested in knowing that? Great. Then I would be talking to you today and telling you those 3 superpowers. These 3 superpowers are actually based on the adaptation of an iceberg model, which was given to us long back. But what I am talking is a little different than what the author actually wrote and discussed. I am today here talking to you about these 3 superpowers. Number 1, which is to create an identity for ourselves. As human beings, we have this power to create a self-identity. You know, as a baby, when we are born, we do not have an identity. We do not know who we are. We do not know what exactly we are doing. But every experience, every day, adds to our identity. And then when we grow as an adult, we feel the one who we are. We feel the identity in ourselves. And at that point in time, we start loving ourselves, which is a very good thing. And we establish a sense of self-esteem, which in another world is also called ego. Now, most people tell me ego is a negative word. What do you think? Is ego a positive word or a negative word? Right? It's a mixed opinion, but majority of the people would actually say it's negative, right? Raise your hand if you say it's negative. Raise your hand if you say it's positive. Okay. So yeah, I understand that. And I think ego is one word which can be more positive than negative, because it is a word which teaches you how to love yourself. And loving oneself is not a bad thing. It's a positive thing. So as a human being, we have the power to create our identity. We have the power to create our ego. We have the power to love ourselves. These are the 2 superpowers which most of us use almost on daily basis. We use it to achieve big or small objectives, big or small challenges that we really want in our daily lives. But there's a 3rd superpower which we usually do not use, which is the superpower to create a superego or an alter ego. If we embrace all these 3 powers, identity, ego, and superego, then there is nothing which is impossible in our lives. But what is the difference between ego and alter ego, which Freud called superego? Ego is a sense of person's self-esteem, how much you love yourself, whereas superego or alter ego is an alternative personality. It is a trusted best friend which will possibly have the traits which you do not have. Ego will give you some limiting beliefs because ego is based on your experiences. If you haven't experienced something, you might feel, I might not be able to achieve something similar tomorrow. But superego keeps you free from any limiting belief. It gives you that freedom that you really need to achieve the impossible tasks in life. Ego helps you sell yourself short in financial terms, and superego or alter ego helps you sell yourself long. It basically makes you prepare for a long-term race of achieving more than what you can really achieve as an individual, which is defined by an identity. Last but not the least, ego keeps you in your comfort zone, and superego or the alter ego moves you out of your comfort zone. So what should we do to embrace alter ego and ego within ourselves? How do we remove the shackle that really prevents us from embracing our alter ego? You know who has actually embraced alter ego in a very beautiful way? None other than Beyonce. When she got on stage, she felt that she can't be the person who she is if she really wants to be loved by the entire world, literally by the entire world, where she has fans all across the continents. And for that reason, she brought an alter ego or a superego, which she called Sasha. So whenever she went on stage, she was a different persona. She wasn't the one who she was really in her real life. She was Sasha, who had those superpowers of impressing everybody with her talents that she had. Not only Beyonce, there are other people who have actually embraced their alter egos very beautifully. The next comes Justin Bieber. When Justin Bieber wanted to move out of his comfort zone and try his luck with rapping, rather than really rap as Justin Bieber, what did he do? He created an alter ego, Shorty. And he said, Shorty, let's go. So now, who was actually rapping? Was it Justin Bieber or Shorty? Right, so it was a different personality, an alter ego, which was actually pushing Justin Bieber to move out of the comfort zone and create something which was possibly very challenging for him as Justin Bieber himself. What if I give you the magic tool and the secret of creating an alter ego for yourself? What if I tell you what are the major 3 steps which are required to create an alter ego for yourself, which can help you achieve every single objective, every single challenge, which possibly keeps you up at night? So I'm going to tell you 3 steps. Number 1, it has to be an opposite of who we are. Our identity and our ego actually gives us a personality. Now, alter ego actually has to be contrary to it, so that it can give you that power which you feel is not there in you. So you need to take up traits which are really opposite. Not like, I'm confident and I want to be more confident. So can I give that trait to my alter ego? No, because that is something that you can work on your own self. You can actually work on your identity. You can work on yourself and be more confident. But something which is entirely contrary is something that you give to your alter ego. The second most important thing is that alter ego has to balance your ego. And why do we say ego is bad? Because the moment we use ego in a negative connotation, we believe that the person is not humble enough. We believe that humility is missing. So we need to ensure that our alter ego is really, really humble. We need to ensure that the person or the personality which the alter ego would actually get would be there with so much of humility that when the alter ego achieves the big task in life, when the alter ego really creates a massive impact on this planet Earth, it still stays humble. And last but not the least, we need to give a name to our alter ego. Because if you don't give a name, if you don't really give a physical persona in your mind, then how would you actually call upon it? It's easier to call upon somebody with a name than by saying, hey, can you please come? Right? So what we really need to do is, number 1, give persona traits which are contrary to ourselves, but which are required to achieve the big challenges that we have in our life. Number 2, make the persona really, really humble. Number 3, ensure that you give it a name. And then what would really happen is you would complete yourself with 3 magical superpowers which we all are bestowed with as human beings. Number 1, to create an identity. Number 2, to create an ego, and number 3, to complement it with an alter ego. And you know what? Kids do it very well. Have you seen a 3-year-old in a costume of a Wonder Woman? The kid would actually feel like a superwoman. And if at all we can embrace that from a kid, if we can really embrace our superhero qualities or superwoman qualities in ourselves at times when we are really facing tough challenges, we can achieve what a Wonder Woman or a Wonder Man can actually achieve. And we can create personas, not once, not twice, but as many times as we want. Not only that, we can create our personas of superego or alter ego in as many varieties as we want. So there could be one challenge in career which you want to face, which you want to really combat and you want to achieve a goal. You can create a super ego or an alter ego for that. You could create an alter ego to face challenges in your relationships. You can create an alter ego to face challenges in your wealth side. You can create an alter ego to face challenges on your health side. There could be different personas and different alter egos helping you in different phases of life, in different spheres of life. And then making that impossible possible is very easy. Just ask your superego or alter ego to come, embrace it, and they will cut the M from the possible. And the alter ego would remove the M from the possible and make it possible. You know how I embrace my alter ego? I grew up as an introvert. I grew up as a person who was really scared of public speaking. And here I am, whenever I'm speaking on a red dot or speaking in public, I just embrace my alter ego and let it go and let it work. It works with me every time. I still get the goosebump before coming on stage, but the alter ego takes over and helps me succeed. And I wish to ask you today, when you go home, how would you create your persona? How would you create your alter ego? What is the name that you will give to it? What are the characteristic traits that you will give to it? So that the next morning when you get up with fresh energy. You get up in a way where you feel that today I will achieve the most important and the most challenging task that I've given myself. And you will still ensure that last night was a healthy night. You slept like a baby because you knew the superego will come in the morning and help you achieve the goals that you have. Thank you so much.